A very good afternoon to you all and welcome. Today I want to talk about something that I think has become a definite trend on social media and on YouTube, and that is age shaming. Like there is fat shaming, I believe that age shaming has become a definite thing. And then I must also say that I think that I have basically made myself guilty of some bad behavior on other people's channels. um, where I maybe should have kept my mouth shut and I didn't. I did give my opinion, which wasn't always positive. Um, Sometimes it's better to keep your opinions to yourself. And I was actually on the receiving end not so long ago, and it didn't go down well at all. So maybe next time that I have something to say, I must think about it a little bit more carefully. In my defense, I must say that if I do address something in the comment section that I do not agree with it, I always do it very respectfully. I never would attack the person. I would have something to say about the behavior or the actions. Some people believe that you should not have opinions, and your opinion should never be negative or in disagreement of what is happening or presenting itself in front of you. Um, but in any case, I will tell you about this a little bit more now. This is the whole purpose of this video. Just know that I have made myself guilty of some questionable behavior in the comment section, apparently. And like I said, I was on the receiving end not so long ago, and I must say it doesn't go down well, and which made me rethink leaving a comment, um, which is not 100% positive or encouraging on somebody else's channel. I do not really believe in discussing other people's channels on my channel. Like I said, I also have a channel, and I've opened myself up by having a channel also for criticism and negative comments, to be shared about me, about my life, and about my channel. I suppose that's part of being YouTube. Once again, I've got some statistics here, and I wrote this down when this whole debacle took place. I'm going to share the debacle with you in a few minutes. Okay, so today's over 60 population is the fastest growing group. Currently, there are around 962 million people aged 60 or over. I took 60 because if I stretch my hand out, I am touching 60. So that represents 12.3% of the global population. By 2050, this will increase to 2.1 billion, or 21.5% of the global population, which means that a lot of the younger people that think that they are going to stay young forever and are so critical of the older people are then going to be included in the statistic. The world has over 7 billion people, and about 17% of them are over the age of 55. I just wanted to give that as a bit of background and foundation from where we are going to think about this age shaming that is taking place lately. We all know that social media is very youth and beauty driven. and eternal youth and beauty. Apparently, aging is a sin. It's not something that's supposed to happen. And if you do age, um, then you have committed the cardinal sin. And people can actually attack you for the fact that you are old and that you do not look young and fresh and vibrant with a tight skin anymore. And that your hair is now starting to show some gray hairs, and that your skin has started to sag, and that you have put on a certain amount of weight, and that you are showing some rolls and some wrinkles. And apparently, that is a bad thing. Apparently, that is something that you have 100% control of. And if you cannot curb all these things happening to you as you grow older, then you are a bad person. So back to the channels and what I did on those channels and what those channels were about that prompted me to make this video, that actually made me realize that this is something that's going on. I went onto a channel, and some of these channels is not really channels that I go and look up to go onto. That's what YouTube actually puts out onto my feed, my channel feed, for me to watch it. I don't know why this particular channel came up. I think just because it's a beginner channel, a channel that exploded. She went from 0 to 20,000 subscribers and ridiculous amounts into the thousands of people viewing her channel in a very short period of time. So I don't know if that is why YouTube has plugged her channel on my feed, but I did click on it. And I also don't know why I clicked on it. The channel is about, she's used to be a drug user. She has rehabilitated herself. She found herself homeless. I didn't see the first episodes, and I also didn't go back to look at the first episodes. I started to see it. The episode that I started to watch was the episode where it was her last day in the homeless shelter. But apparently, as I picked up in the comment section, she started out where she was lying on the pavement, shivering in front of the homeless shelter because they didn't have space, a place for her. They didn't have a place for her, and I didn't watch that. I didn't go back to watch it, and I didn't see that. I saw it when it was her last day in the shelter. Her previous employer actually took her back. He gave her her previous position back. It is in a sandwich takeaway shop, JJ's, I think it is. And she was in a managing position. So she got a job back, and then I don't know quite how it works in America. It works differently here in South Africa, but they've got like where if you earn less than a certain amount, then there's certain housing assistant places where they actually help the people where they can go and stay in. And she qualified for a one-bedroomed unit, which is basically literally a bedroom with a counter where there is a kettle and a microwave, and then it's a shared bathroom, almost like a hostel type of accommodation. And so that's the background. That's the background on her channel. And I watched it because the channel, she was very positive, very positive. It's like she was reborn, and she was looking at everything with so much gratitude and so much appreciation. And Um, Everything was just beautiful, as if she was experiencing everything and all of this for the first time. And the people, she had some account where the people could pay money into. I'm not sure whether it's a PayPal or a buy me a coffee. I don't think it's a buy me a coffee, because she received huge amounts of donations, huge amounts of money. Or whether it was a PayPal account, I'm not sure what. But the money was just rolling in, and so did all the gifts. The people were open hearted, open handed. They gave to her in abundance, really in abundance. They bought her the most wonderful things, things that she needed to use in the kitchen, to put up in her little room. She's got a cat which she got back from the shelter. I think the cat was in the shelter. They spoiled that cat. They just inundated her really with gifts and with money. A lot of her subscribers and viewers were previous past drug addiction and alcohol addiction people, and also people that were still struggling with drug use and homelessness. So that is the crowd that she catered for, and that found a connection to her channel. And because they were in a similar position at some point in time in their lives, felt that that is what they wanted to do, to help and assist a fellow um, past drug user that's now coming clean, and the struggles that go with it, because there's apparently a program, a step program that you must follow, and you've got a sponsor, not a sponsor, somebody that's sort of oversees your journey, that you can phone anytime that you feel that you are being tempted. Um, yeah, that whole thing. There's a few things that my mind had a hard time to understand, and that is that as a homeless person with no income, that she could afford going to a gym. I thought that gym subscriptions were very cheap in America, and that she could actually afford on top of that to have a personal trainer. And then she also popped a lot of these immune booster shots, tiny little bottles. Apparently, it's very potent, not nice tasting, very strong, like lots of ginger and garlic or orange juice or whatever. Those tots, and they are quite expensive. And then vitamins or vitamins, a whole range of it. And then she was on energy bars. That's basically what she lived on. So I couldn't quite make that connection, because I know what it's like. If you don't have money to buy food, then those are the things that you can't buy. Gym uh, fees, membership fees, and a personal trainer. I mean, that's luxury. But in any case, I didn't say anything about that. But then all chaos broke loose on her channel when she all of a sudden pretended as if she has now finally found herself a boyfriend. And the 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 rehabilitated addicts got very upset, because apparently in your first year of being clean and staying clean, you are not advised to start up any romantic relationships of any kind, because that can spiral you back to become a user again. Because we all know there's a lot of stress if involved, when you're in a relationship, and if that relationship doesn't work out, then and you're not strong enough to handle it, and you must revert to crutches like smoking or alcohol or drug use, then I can understand why staying away from a relationship is one of the 12 steps or 17 steps, I don't know how many steps there are, which they encourage people to follow. So her viewer base got very upset about that, number one. And number two, a lot of them went back and picked up that she then actually never was alone, ever. That this boyfriend was there all along and she just pretended to be all alone. And they got upset because they donated a lot of the stuff and money with the under the impression that she was girl alone and she was doing this all alone, and they didn't want a boyfriend to be part of sharing. Their intention wasn't to keep two people going, basically. And they were very upset about that. Then all of a sudden, she decided to quit a job. She decided that YouTube is going to be her full-time occupation with 20,000 subscribers. She quit a job without giving notice. She then gave notice for her one-bedroom apartment, and she got a very upmarket, brand new apartment. They didn't even have the proper kitchen countertops on. They had temporary kitchen countertops on, which she moved into, and then all of a sudden she pretended that her boyfriend was going back to his apartment, but people picked up that he actually moved in with her because his clothes was hanging in the cupboard, and just lots of stuff. Basically, she was lying to her audience, and I'm sure that's actually, if you really think about it, there's lots of people that's not completely honest with the audience. It's a channel you put out there what you want people to see, but her specific audience wasn't pleased with this. And everybody said, obviously, she had a huge, loyal following that was defending her and all her decision, whatever. That she actually doesn't owe her viewers anything. She doesn't have to show you something that she doesn't want to show you. I suppose that is true. So her viewers were upset because she never interacted with anybody in the comment section. She never ever replied to a single comment in her comment section. And a lot of her viewers in the comment section would ask a question, or we're looking for some sort of support in their journey of addiction recovery. She just did not answer any comments, which in a way I will save my discussion on answering comments for the end of this video. Otherwise, we are going to lose the train of thought. So they were upset about the boyfriend, which she kept a secret. They were upset about the fact that the boyfriend moved in. They were upset about it that the boyfriend was also a recovering addict. They were upset about the fact that she never addresses anybody in the comment section. And one of the biggest things that they were very upset about, where I jumped onto the bandwagon, was that all of a sudden, when she was still in the one-bedroom apartment, she decided that she didn't want any of the gifts that the people sent her. She only kept the expensive stuff. Like somebody sent her a very expensive hoodie with some fur around the hoodie part or whatever. Apparently a very expensive hoodie. And she made a video. I don't know what this girl thought, how her audience was going to receive this video that she was making. But she actually vlogged and made a video where she put all the stuff that they have gifted her into boxes. She boxed it up, gave some of it away, and the other stuff she went and put into storage. The people were furious. Furious. The one woman said, I'm also a recovered addict, and I don't have it easy. And if only she knew how long it took me to save up money to buy her, I don't know what she bought her, and to send it to her, and then she just ungratefully boxed it up and gave it away to somebody else. It was the craziest thing that anybody, I thought, could do. I thought it was extremely selfish. I thought it was such a public display of ungratefulness. It was like, in Afrikaans is a saying that you moenie 'n gegewe perd in die bek kyk of ruk nie. It was like biting the hand that feeds you. I just could not wrap my mind around that anybody could do something like that. Even if you did not like the stuff that the people send you, did she really know hardship? Did she really experience having nothing? Because if you did, I mean, I'm bordering being a hoarder because I cannot give stuff away. If there's still some use, I can get some out of something. If I can get some use out of an item, I just can't give it away. I wear the ugliest worn out clothes because somewhere my mind became petrified that I'm going to be in need in the future and I'm not going to have the money to go and buy something for me to provide something essential for me, like clothes, or that fear has just sort of settled very deep in my mind. I think because I am sort of financially dependent on handouts and other people's graciousness and the goodness of their hearts, which is very damaging to a person's pride, which I know pride is supposed to be a sin, but and your self-respect, it just is. And I think that is why what happened on that channel, I don't know even why I became so invested in it, because her life and whatever she does has got no bearing on my life and what's going on here, but it did upset me and I had a lot to say about it. I did. I thought, I just thought it was an unbelievable level of ungratefulness. Even if one of my subscribers must send me something that I don't like, I will use it because of, and no, I'm going to get all emotional now. One of the reasons that I don't thank my subscribers, just hang on. But in any case, I had a lot to say about it. Not in a too kind way, but also I didn't start swearing and, it wasn't rough. And one of her loyal idolizers, and a lot A lot of people in the comment section will do that. A lot. They will hop over to your channel. They will click on your name first of all to see if you have a channel, and then they will hop over to your channel and quickly go through stuff to see if they can get some damaging fact or information that they can then come and use in that comment section against you. And this one woman did jump over to my channel and then came over, and the stuff that she found on my channel to use against me was the fact that I only had 912 subscribers. So, who are you to come and say you've got a small, what did she call it, your small herd of 912 subscribers, and this girl has got 20,000 subscribers. So I had to feel very bad about that, apparently. That was the one thing she used against me. Second thing she used against me, you've got a very positive channel. That's what she said. And then she came with the fact that somewhere she picked up that I was a Christian. And that apparently if you're a Christian, you're not allowed to have an opinion. And your opinion you are definitely not allowed to say something that goes against the grain of what the majority is believing or saying, or you must be in agreement. So then if you are in disagreement, then you are definitely from the devil and you cannot be a Christian. So I was attacked for my Christianity. That's what she came back and attacked me on. The other thing that she came back and attacked me on was the fact that I was old. She carried on about my age as if I've got control over the fact that I'm old, as if it was a bad thing to be old, as if you've got no right to have an opinion or to say something if you are old. Apparently, you're not allowed to look old when you are old. She carried on in that comment section with me on how old I was and how old I was looking. And I just realized that a lot of young people think that age is something that they can use to shame somebody with. And I just thought to myself, you know what? Do young people really think that they are not getting older as the days go by? And don't they realize that the alternative to aging is to die young? And I know there's a juxtaposition here between being grateful because you have the privilege to age, and then also to accept the fact that you are getting older and the havoc that it is creating to your system and to your physical appearance. There's definitely it's definitely a two-sided sword there, but it is still a privilege to get older, to be on this planet for the amount of time that you are graced to be on this planet for. Anyways, that was the one example of where I experienced age shaming. Then there's another channel which I've stopped watching that channel. Her numbers has plummeted, so she hasn't done herself any favors. Then there's another channel that I like watching. She used to have dreadlocks, a young girl. She turned 30. She's turning 30 soon, and she thinks that she is now so old, and in case she thinks she's old. It doesn't seem as if she's got much success with relationships. her last relationship really hit her hard, and she did a vlog on on the on the breakup of the relationship and what it did to her. Um, and she asked for advice. She asked for advice, and there's a lot of um, the older range of women watching her channel because she's got a bohemian channel. So her style, the clothes that she wears, is what we wore in our young days. The stuff that she buy to decorate her house, or the stuff that was in our parents' houses that we grew up with. So a lot of the older folks actually like. She's like a flower child, a hippie vibe. She used to have dreadlocks. In any case, so there's a lot of older people, women, on the channel. And if you are this age, you've been through life. You have life experience. And a lot of them had very encouraging words for her to say. For instance, don't rush getting into a relationship. Don't force it. The right person will come. And there's nothing wrong with being alone and to take it easy and be relaxed until you meet the right person. And everybody would tell a little bit of how they manage to be alone and be by themselves, or how they have got no desire to meet, to be with somebody, to share their space with somebody, or to get married again. A lot of people, and it was basically very encouraging advice. And then one girl of her age chipped in and had something to say. And she was praising this girl and said, "Oh, how wonderful it is to hear something from somebody her own age." And she climbed into the older people that basically makes up the majority of her subscriber base, of how she wasn't really very appreciative of the comments that they left, and that she's not old and cold yet, and she's still got life to live, and she would still like to have a family. Nobody said that you should never get a boyfriend, or you should not have children. Nobody said that. Anyway, some woman said, well, I will never leave a comment on this channel ever again, and this is the last. That is the one thing which I thought, when your subscriber base is made up of older people that view your channel, then don't do that. Don't rip into them as if what they have to say, which comes from life experience, is of no value to you, and you it was just terrible. I just thought to myself, just be just be a little bit more mindful of the fact that your subscriber base are made up of older people, and what you say to them or how you react to them. In Don't break them down, or speak to them as if our age is once again the cardinal sin. That you actually would have liked to have more younger people on your channel, but okay, it is now the older folks, so I must now keep up with it, but please keep your mouth shut. That's the idea that I got. That was the one thing. And then the other thing was, she also was sent a gift. She gets sent a lot of gifts from all over the world. She was also sent a gift where she moved into a house, tiny little house, cute little house. And somebody made her a mirror frame, a carved out frame, which she painted, some paint technique, a gold frame. It was a beautiful handmade mirror, beautiful handmade mirror. Now she likes to go thrifting. Apparently, thrifting in the Netherlands is a huge thing. There are huge second-hand clothing, furniture shops there. It's a big thing. There, she goes from one thrifting shop to another thrifting shop, and that's one of it. It forms a big part of her channel is to go thrifting with her to these shops. So nothing that she really buys is really ever new. It's been used and owned by somebody else before. So she has, in my opinion, bought some stuff which was far uglier than this gift from this person, which handmade it. It was beautiful. And she decided she was going to hang the mirror in her garden, of all places. I don't know if you know what weather and rain and moisture and water can do to a mirror. Is she showed her garden after the winter and the snow waking up, and this mirror often comes into shot, and I will look at this mirror and I will just cringe because there's nothing left of that mirror, and I just thought, what must have gone through that person, that viewer, that subscriber that made that mirror, the time and the effort and the money, with so much love and thought. Because while she was making this mirror for this YouTube creator, she must have been, as she was working on it, this YouTube creator must have been in her mind all the time, because she was making it for this person, and she was maybe thinking of how she's going to react when she opens this gift and where she was going to hang it in her house. And I cannot imagine what she must have felt like when the mirror was basically frowned upon, looked down upon, and decided that it's not good enough to get a place in the house, and that it was going to be hung in the garden to be withered and destroyed within no time, which actually was what happened. Okay, that's my 2 cents of worth on those two channels. Now I'm just going to say something about the comments, answering comments in the comment section. I can maybe understand that it's a good, that there might be some reasoning behind not answering any comments if you got a huge channel, because there's no way that you can read and answer thousands of comments in the comment section, which is the case when the channels are really getting big. So maybe some of the creators then would rather think that they will not answer any comments, because maybe it will upset people if they only answer certain people's comments and they never get to answer other people's comments. So maybe that's the logic or the reasoning behind it. Some people say then in the comment section, if you don't want to answer any comments, then switch the comment section for that video off completely. So I do think that it can become problematic. Now with a small channel, we get encouraged to interact with our audience and to try and answer every comment, which I do think I'm actually getting anxious for, if my channel might ever get to a stage where I'm not going to be able to interact with everybody on the level that I would like to interact with everybody, because there's certain people that has become very special to me, like Simon and Uncle Ray and Beatrice, um, Sheila, the Nature Channel. There's a Joe. There's a lot of people has that I have become fond of in my channel, and I'm scared that they're going to get lost in the masses. Just I'm not just thinking, not that I think my channel is not of such that it will ever be that big, but the thought has come up that I don't want to lose the contact and my interaction with those people that has been with me and stuck with me and has been so loyal and supportive at this stage of my channel when it is really, really needed. Um, I just don't, and I'm scared that when if the channel does get bigger and there's comments like in the hundreds where that's not going to be possible for me, and I don't know how I'm going to get around that or how I'm going to handle that. So um, that that's I don't know. That is something that a person that is just it can be problematic. So I don't think a person can be too critical. I don't know. What's your opinion? As we are all channel creators, or most of us um, are channel creators, and most of us are in the beginning stages of our YouTube journey. And what is your opinion on answering comments, and how do you see yourself handling it once your channel is so big that there are many comments in the comment section? Um, yes, and I think that's um, all that I'm going to have to say on this subject for today. And I want to say thank you very much for being here and listening. If you made it this far, if you didn't make it this far, then you won't hear that I'm going to say, then that's also okay, because you would have tuned out much sooner and much earlier. And I really and honestly hope to see you in the next video. And if I don't make the videos of thanking my subscribers and the people that watch, my viewers, and leaving comments and thumbs ups and whatever, I have difficulty making those kind of videos, because I get overwhelmed with emotion and then I start crying. And on other channels I have read that people don't want to sit and watch people crying. So then what then it becomes um, difficult. It becomes a difficult situation for me. So, but it's never because I'm not thankful and that I'm not grateful and that I'm not appreciative. Anyways, let me end on this note, and please look after yourselves. Life can be very short, sometimes unexpectedly so. Hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.